Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I want to talk about the strange things that I found when I arrived in Israel. First of all, it was my first time hearing the language, the Hebrew language. It sounds so romantic. It sounds so good. Oh, I loved the Hebrew language. So and then was like, wow, these people are talking like they're praying. But actually I was in a train, like, when they'll be like, the next stop is blah blah. I just say homo hotum homo homo. I'm just like this sounds so, whatever they are saying, I love it. It's good. So yeah, they actually speak Arabic and Hebrew. So you have you on the train, isn't it? We'll normally have English or maybe Chinese, Korean, and English. So there is like, yeah, Arabic and Hebrew. So that was the first strange thing. I'm like, wow, this is a beautiful language. Yeah, Arabic is also a very nice language as well. I think I do love Arabic. The second strange thing that I found was when I see young boys and girls holding big guns, AK-47 guns. So I was like, these people are so young. What are they? Why are they holding these guns? So yeah, most of them, they yeah, it's actually a must for a person to go into the military after they finish high school. So at the age of 18 you must go to the military. Before you go to university or college, you need to go through the military. So the country as well is a very small country. Israel is not so big, it is really small. The other shocking thing was like how expensive that country is. It is very expensive. So yeah, if you do decide to visit Israel, please do make sure you are okay, you are sorted financially. And then the other strange thing that I found was like on Saturdays, around a certain time, the taxis just stops operating because Saturday is Sabbath day, Shabbat. They call it Shabbat. So they don't do much. So Saturday, every is a rest. When they say is time to rest, we work for 6 days and rest on the seventh day. They literally mean that. They don't do chores, they don't do a lot of driving, they don't do much. So they stop doing a lot of duties on Saturday because they respect that day. It's called a Shabbat, a Sabbath day, Sabbath. Shabbat, yeah, they call it so nicely. And then the other shocking thing, it was my first time seeing Jews, right? I only see the Jew religion on TV, but that time I actually got to see the rabbis wearing those long hairs and stuff like that. And apparently they are not allowed to come closer to a woman. Yeah, a lot of things. Actually, they are holy people. So they are holy people. So it was my first time actually seeing them closer and stuff like that. So yeah, it was a bit of a shock. And just think like white women with their head covered. So a lot of Jewish people, they cover their head, they have their heads covered. So you find that the whole family, the ladies are covering their heads with these long dresses. Well, that was a bit strange for me because the last time I saw that was like with our African churches back home. So yeah, I found that very strange. And then the other strange thing that I found there was that it looks so peaceful. It looks like a very peaceful country, and it's very clean. Oh, it's a very clean country. It's well maintained, and most of the people there, their profession is actually, they are doctors. Yeah, most of them, what is your job? I'm a surgeon, I'm a blah blah, anything to do with the medicine field. Yeah, so most of them, they are doctors. So some of the other strange things that I found is the girls. The girls are very beautiful, and they are beautiful in a different way. So I asked, why are they like this? So someone told me like they're from different countries. So for you to say this girl um is a an Israel national is hard for you, because sometimes they've got different eyes, they've got different shapes, and you're just confused. It's hard to spot them, like the way you would spot an African, the way you would spot a Chinese or a Korean. But with them, every girl looks different, but they are beautiful. Even the guys, they are so cute. They're really cute, they're really handsome. Some of them, they do look like those pictures in the Bible, pictures of Jesus Christ, the ones that we normally put on our walls. So you do get guys with that type of hair, really good looking guys. So I think people from Israel are just good looking people. They are really good looking. And then the other shocking thing was that I found black people there. You do expect to see black people maybe working, but actually you do find them as Israel nationals. Most of them, it was just not any other black person. They are from Ethiopia. There are a lot of Ethiopians in Israel. I've never seen so many Ethiopians in another country besides Israel. So Israel has a lot of Ethiopian people. Apparently, some years back there was a war in Ethiopia, and then someone just brought them to Israel and left them there. So there are a lot of Ethiopian women and guys, right? And some are really doing like these cheap labor jobs. Yeah, majority of them, they're not having good jobs. So I feel like racism and colorism, it is still there. It does exist in Israel. And yes, this is the information I've also heard from one of them Ethiopians. Like, yeah, this is how we live here. We are chefs, we are waitresses, and yeah, those type of jobs. So I was actually surprised to see so many Ethiopians there, so many black people there. So, but yeah, it was a pleasant surprise, because I wasn't expecting it. Maybe I was expecting tourists like myself, but people that are actually the nationals of Israel, that are from Africa, it was not something that I did not expect. And the other thing that shocked me was when I went to Nazareth. That's where Jesus Christ grew up. When I had to go and see the home of Jesus, they made it a big church, but there is a home. That home is still there. So the home is so small. It's really small. So, but you get to go inside the home, and it has a stairs. You can actually go upstairs, but it's like you're getting inside a hole. You cannot walk straight. You have to bow down for you to get inside. You have to make yourself small, right? So the home was quite small. So yeah, I was not expecting that. And then Nazareth is like, it's like Lokshin. It looks like it can be Soweto. it can be Soweto, it can be Soshanguve. So yeah, it looks like Lokshin, like your township. So yeah, that's how Nazareth looked like. And the other shocking thing is how they are so strict with what you dress when you get there. You must wear a dress. It's a requirement. Not just a dress. Your dress must be long. You must cover your shoulders. It's a requirement for women. It's important to cover your shoulders, and then even your hair. you must cover your hair. They are very big on that. You cannot even enter the gate without those things. So they're really big on those. So yeah, Jesus home, you find like a statue of Mary. It's a very big, nice church. So yeah, I liked Israel. Yeah, everyone just looks a bit ghetto there. So yeah, I liked that. It gave me the Soweto Soshanguve vibes. So yeah, I even like saw the mountain where Jesus stayed for 40 nights. Yeah, 40 nights and prayed and fasted. Yeah, I saw that. It's not a big mountain. It's like a big hill, but it is a mountain. Yeah. Yeah, and the other thing is that the drivers are so friendly. They fill you up with information. Like they tell you when you are passing, they'll be like, you see that side, this is what is that's what happened, this is where what happened, blah blah blah. So they are always sharing information. I was quite shocked about that as well, but it was a good shock because I get to get like my drivers as my tour guides. So that was quite nice. And the good things about Israel is that like the transport system is so convenient. It's a very clean country. I love that. And yeah, the transport system is really well organized. It's really well organized. If you want to save your money, just don't stay away from taxis. Stay away from taxis. Try to use buses as much as you could, or trains as much as you could. So yeah, I loved the conveniency of the transport, and it looks safe. Like I was traveling by myself, so it was quite safe. And the other shocking thing when I went to Jerusalem, it was that like you find three religions in one place, for different reasons, but there is a holy place for all of them, but they are there for different reasons. And yeah, and they are also big on covering yourself, especially the Jewish side and also the Muslim side. The Muslim side, I could not even go. You cannot go. If you are not Muslim, you cannot even go those sides. You just see them walking around, but you cannot go to their side. So I went to the Christian side because of course I'm a Christian. So I got to see where Jesus Christ was buried and where he was. Yeah, the tomb, actually, the tomb of Jesus Christ. You cannot take a picture. You can take a picture of everything else, but that side you cannot take. You just go inside and they let you in for few seconds, few minutes, and then yeah, because when I went, I was told, actually I'm lucky because normally the queue is very long, very very long. So with me there was no queue, so I just went to see and went back. The other shocking thing that that I remember was the border between Jerusalem and Bethlehem. It's literally a wall. That wall is not even that long. I can actually jump. I can try to jump to see the other side. So I was like, oh, this is the border. Yeah, my driver's like, yeah, this is the border, but I cannot take you there. I'm gonna ask a guy from Palestine to come and take you that side. You find me this side of the border. That was just literally a wall. So yeah, the guy from Palestine came and then he took me. I saw where Jesus Christ was born. They made it very nice. They decorated it very nice. And there are a lot of churches there. You get your Catholic church and stuff like that. There's a statue of the man that actually wrote a Bible. You get to see a lot. There's a lot to see. So yeah, I was just shocked by the border. Oh, this wall is the one that is causing problems. So yeah, and also I was shocked that the people from Israel are actually scared to go to the Palestine side. They are very scared, but the guys from Palestine, they just come to Israel as they wish, no problem. They just drive there free. But the guys from Israel. So my driver was actually telling me that, another guy just got stoned a few days ago. So that's why I cannot drive you to Palestine. So I'm gonna stay this side of Jerusalem. So yeah, that was my experience. My experience in Israel. But you get to Jerusalem, it is this holy place, so conservative, and the houses are different from Tel Aviv and other places. I think they were built by, they didn't use bricks like your normal bricks. They use a rock to build those houses. They looks, it's beautiful. Jerusalem is very beautiful. It looks very different. And yeah, but when you go to Tel Aviv, that is the wild side. I think that is the wildest side of Israel, because I've seen girls with thongs. You wear your bikini, you dance. If you have fun. That's a playing place. If you wanna have the time of your life, just have fun and let loose, Tel Aviv is a place to be. So Tel Aviv and Jerusalem, they are like two different worlds, right? So because when you go to Israel, you cannot just wear the way you like, because they will look at you funny, like, what are you wearing? You understand, you see? So yeah, that was my experience in Israel. If I do have a chance to do it again, I'll definitely do it over and over again. Israel has lots of desert. It's very hot. It is so hot. And then I had to go to the Dead Sea. I mean, how can I go to Israel and not visit the Dead Sea? So I went to the Dead Sea. It's a different type of sea. The water is not moving. Like there are no waves. The water is just still. So I went there. I didn't bring water. I didn't think it's a problem. It was very hot. It was very, very hot. So I went inside the Dead Sea. When I came out, it's like I got inside oil. I look so oily, greasy, but it's not like any other beach. So, and I could pick up salt from the Dead Sea. I can hold it with my hands. I'm like, this is salt? So that was very strange for me. And nobody drowns. Nobody's drowns at the Dead Sea. And the water is not like blue or it's different. It's just different and strange. And I kid you not, I went inside that water. When I came out, within 3 minutes, 3 minutes, my swimming costume was dry. That's how hot it is there. Is very, very hot, and it's very strange. I found it very strange. So when you are at the Dead Sea, you can actually see the other side is Jordan. It's another country. It's Jordan. Jordan is a very Muslim place. So in the middle of the Dead Sea, there's a border to Jordan. So another side is for Jordan, the other side is for Israel. How strange is that? They are divided by the sea, so their border is somewhere in that sea. So it was a beautiful experience. And I went to the desert as well. It's called Masada Desert. It was hot. I've never felt that type of a heat since I was born. It was really hot. You have like a cable car that takes you all the way up. And then I went there. I felt like I'm getting dry. I feel like I'm getting, I'm dry. I mean, like, the heat has no a bit of fresh air. It's just a very, very dry heat. So yeah, sometimes you just can't wait to leave the place. But yeah, I stayed there for a couple of minutes. But yeah, at that time I brought water with me because I didn't enjoy the experience at the Dead Sea where I did not have water. So yeah, Israel is very hot, lots of desert. Yeah, it is based